about texting and driving, but are there laws about shooting YouTube videos and driving? I never heard of that. What up? How you doing? John Morgan. So I'm just driving down Bellevue Avenue in Newport, Rhode Island, which is not far from where I grew up. But it's where my wife and I are staying this summer. And it's also a place where they filmed, I think, the original Great Gatsby film. There's like all these huge mansions, the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts all used to stay here in the summertime. The reason I'm in the car is going to become clear in a second. We got here, arrived in America, and we've been scrambling to find a place to live and figure things out, because we're here for 2 months in my home state, Rhode Island, to visit family, to work and still from here, but to enjoy the summer. It's a place called the Ocean State. Beautiful place in the summer to be. Tons of sailing and beaches and all sorts of great outdoor restaurants and stuff. And so trying to find a place to live, all these things, facing all the challenges of getting sorted. And so many people, of course, having relationships here and connections from people throughout time. Like, people are here trying to help, willing to help, offering help, and have been accepting it, obviously. And the more we accept the help and people's generosity, the more we fully accept it and receive it, the more filled we feel with love and that good feeling that comes into us. And I find myself, especially just wanting to give and help other people, giving a little bit bigger tips when restaurants and helping people, and, you notice the people and opportunities we can help them, and you feel that spirit, you feel the desire to help. People talk about how the more you give, the more you want to give, and it feels good. Well, receiving actually feels good too, but here's the point of the video. Obviously, receiving feels good, but the point I wanted to make is that there's a difference between physically, functionally receiving something from somebody and receiving it in your heart. Case in point, like, one of the many things that I received was this car. My dad's friend was over his house when we were having dinner the other night and talking about how I'm not hemming and hawing. Should we buy a car? Should we not? We're here for 2 months. Silly to buy a car for 2 months. Am I going to go out west? Do I want to drive it out there? I'm not sure. Do I want to rent a car? It's like $1,000 a month. He's like, John, take my car. Take your car for 2 months? Like, yeah, take it. You sure? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Wow. And so now we've got a car. We're just driving for free for 2 months. And there's different ways of receiving, right? There's the way that's like superficial, which is like, thanks, I'll take that. And in my heart, I feel indebted to you. And when you feel indebted to somebody, I'm going to suggest that feeling indebted means that you're receiving it in a transactional type of way. You're receiving it in a way that is tit for tat. You're keeping track, you're keeping score. And if you're doing that, then I would suggest in my language that you're not fully receiving, you're not truly receiving, you're actually trading. And if you're trading, you feel indebted, and it's so psychological and egoic, and then you're trying to think, well, what do I have to do to repay this person? And it doesn't actually fill your heart. But when you actually just allow yourself to fully receive and not try to keep score or keep track or think, oh man, now what do I need to do for this person? What actually happens is it goes in deeper. Your mind's not trying to hold on to it and trying to egoically kind of keep score, keep track. And then you feel so much more filled, and the love and spirit that motivated that gift comes into you and fills your heart with that love, that feeling of generosity. And then you can't help but want to give it away. And the feeling of generosity going away, it doesn't need to be focused on a particular person or a particular tit-for-tat transaction. It just needs to go. It just needs to flow back out. It doesn't matter where it goes or where it flows. It just needs to go back out into the world. And so you give and you help and you do things for other people and you feel inspired. And then if you want to do anything for that same person who gave that thing to you, then you do it from a place of love and wanting to, which is so different than a place of needing to feel like things are balanced. If you're feeling like, oh, I need to keep things balanced, you're living in a transactional world, man, and that is not the same world as a giving and receiving world. A giving and receiving world is just, it's so much more free. Comes so much more from a place of love, and it feels better on both ends. And so actually what I'm really saying in this video is be open to receive, not just in function, but in feeling in your heart. Be open to fully receive in your heart what people are doing for you, what they're offering you. Feel it. Let it hit you. Let it hit you. We protect ourselves from having to feel the gift that people have to give, because then we're afraid of what that would mean, right? But just get over that fear. Let it in. Let it hit and let it touch you. Fully receive. And then watch what happens. Watch how fun it is. You know, it's just as fun as giving. Receiving is just as fun as giving. Fully receiving is just as fun as giving. Much love.